Hello and welcome back to That's What He Said. This week, I want to take the opportunity, with the weather warming up and mood improving. I know my mood has improved with the sun finally being out, to talk about something I refer to as run the race. Now, run the race is my simplified version of a Bible verse that my dad really likes, and I also think that it is a verse that he exemplifies super, super well. So I want to walk you through run the race, where it started, and how you can apply it to your life. So in order to understand it, I have to bring up one of my dad's favorite, my favorite friend of my dad's, which is Paul. So when I'm talking about this story, now you know Paul and my dad, they're like BFFs. Back in the day, my dad wasn't always, if you look at my dad now, he's a pretty fit guy, he's super healthy, or he tries to be super healthy. Obviously, he still will go to Dairy Queen with me, but he's a very healthy guy. He works out every morning. I literally can't remember life without him doing that as well. I just feel like that's been such a instrumental part of our lives and a part of, my dad's story and his success and all of that. So he's been working out for a long time, but I remember when he got his Apple Watch and he started working out and competing on his Apple Watch with Paul. So they would work out, he would wake up every morning. And I remember when I got mine, I used to get so annoyed because I'd wake up and it would be I call my dad Bucci, if you don't know that already. So I would look and it would be Bucci completed a workout, and it was 6 a.m. And I remember when it was most annoying is when I was student teaching and I would go in, or I would wake up and I would be getting ready and it would just say Bucci's completed a workout. And I'd be like, oh my gosh, then I'd feel lazy too, and I was already stressed with student teaching, how that stuff is. And yeah, he's been competing with Paul for a really long time, but overall, I just remember when he was super unhealthy and watching him grow into this health nut of a person kind of thing. And I like to mess around with him about it and kind of, not make fun of him, but maybe kind of make fun of him a little for it, because he had COVID and he was still on the elliptical for 30 minutes a day. He's I'm going to sweat out the COVID. I wouldn't have done it. When I had COVID, I sat right, if you're looking at this camera, right over there on that couch. That's what I did. And he's just been really working hard to, keep his body healthy, keep his mind right. And now he reads 4 books a month. He's a superhuman of a person. So I just remember when anytime that he's explained his actual reason for working out, he goes back to that Bible verse, that you are meant to train your body. If you have the ability, train your body and to treat your body like a temple. So, and he does that so well. That's honestly, I think, a testament to how hard he works in business. He works that hard at everything. He just loves hard and he's passionate about everything that he does. So I think that translates into his health and has translated into his health. So I think about this a lot because I am not somebody who is a hardcore workout person, but I was, a gymnast growing up, and I just remember he'd be run the race. Don't forget who you are in this process and don't forget whose you are. And I just think too, with him working out, he just always led such a great example. You're around him for a week and you're maybe I'm going to start doing cardio all the time and start working out and lifting and eating right. So I try to be better with that kind of stuff, because I think he's led that great example of being healthier with choices. And sometimes I think it looks like he's eating bird food. So I'm not going to go that extreme, but if that's what you need to do to be healthy, then do it by all means. But I'm also in my 20s, and he would tell you he's in his 20s, but he's not. He's in, we'll just say, not his 20s, definitely older, and he's my dad, so you can do the math on that one somehow, some way. And I think it's really interesting as I've been trying to get healthier too. Switching my job has been really good for me in this process, because I feel I've been able to focus on my health more. And, being with my dad, he's so knowledgeable about different foods, different workouts, different health things in general. I mean, mental health, obviously, that's kind of our whole thing. And not only that, but, with all of our AMP trips and stuff, just being able to keep up, truly. I frequently say that I'm the least fit in my family. And I mean that. I mean, even Tony and Josiah, my sister-in-law and brother, who frequently are working out. I get notifications as much as my dad's now from Tony, who it's Tony finished a workout, Tony. And it's just so cool to see our family continue to be healthy and to try to make that a priority. And so that motivates me to do that. And my boyfriend's a great motivator too, because he is also super fit. So I have nowhere to go but like be fit. You know what I mean? Like I have nothing else to do but like put the work in, run the race. So run the race, I want to kind of paint a picture of what that looks like from what my dad has said and done. So this is kind of a like that's what he's done and said this week. So my first tip about running the race is the mentality. The small little steps that you can take. So in the book Atomic Habits, I really like when he talks about starting to work out, like putting your tennis shoes by the door. You have to make your habits, you have to make running the race kind of like easier or like more efficient for yourself, because if you have to put in more and more work, the less and less you're going to want to start something like that. So for me, like I'm looking at my tennis shoes right now, they're beside the door. I know I have yoga today. I go with a group of people. Like those steps have helped me kind of create habits where I'm running the race, I'm working out, I'm training my body, I'm taking advantage of the fact that I'm healthy, happy, and able to work out and do all of those things. So that's your first step. Whether it's putting the dumbbells on the mat by your TV, if you're doing a TV workout or something, I do it all the time. Like I really like doing Pilates like that. Or it's putting your tennis shoes by the door, it's having an accountability partner. Whatever steps you need to take to make it easier and more effective for yourself, do those. I even have a playlist called Run the Race where it's like Christian workout music, where it's like some Latin, Hispanic-y worship music, and then it's like Kirk Franklin, of course. My dad himself is like, that's what we grew up listening to. So, sometimes I listen to that. I was just telling my boyfriend yesterday that I actually will try to like watch TV on my phone, like if I just go to the gym. Like I can only watch the TV shows if I'm at the gym on the treadmill, just watching it while I walk. Like just trying to make things a little bit more effective is truly so beneficial. So that's my first step for you. Make it easier and more effective for yourself. Number 2, along with the habits, is just like make it a routine. So make it easy for yourself, set yourself up for success, and then make it a routine. I think the most effective thing about my dad working out and his health and everything is that he is very routine. There is not a day really where he is not pretty much planned out. And that goes for even like the food he eats, the workouts he does, all of that. Like he is truly very planned out. So he does a really good job at working out every morning, at eating he does intermittent fasting. And so he will go like 24 hours without eating. And so when he does eat, it's very calculated and he tracks all of his food. He uses his watch for data. So making it a routine, and then along with that, being able to track your progress and your data, I think is really beneficial, because then it becomes tangible. A lot of times you work out and you're like, at least for me, I'm like, did I do enough? Like, did I do too much? Like, did I push, like where's the fine line? So having that data and being able to track your improvement, whether it's with food, working out, even just like work in general. Like I'm a big to-do list person. I think I talked about that last week, just like lists, but prioritizing the routine. So step 1, make it easier for yourself and more effective. And then step 2, make those routines. That's super, super important for being healthy, running the race, keeping your body as a temple, all that. And I think the biggest thing for him this year, and just like as I've seen him grow into the person and man that he is that express gratitude. So make it easy, have the routines, and be grateful. Now I'm saying this is like, he is somebody who he wakes up every morning, and before he even works out, so he wakes up at like the butt crack of dawn. So he wakes up and he does his devotional and he prays and just expresses the gratitude to be able to move his body. So if you're going into a workout and you're already dreading it and you're like, oh, I have to do this, I have to go, I don't want to do this, it's such a Monday workout, or it's such, whatever excuse you may have. And I would know them, because I pretty much am like the manufacturer of every excuse possible for not wanting to work out or eat well, especially the eat well, because like I just think of it as like I'm naturally kind of lazy with it, so I try hard to like plan ahead and make it easier. So I do that step 1 a lot. I try to make things as easy as possible for myself. But the fact of the matter is, if you are able to work out, if you're able to go outside and go on a walk, if you're able to talk to somebody, to be connected, to eat healthier, to go out to eat and pick a healthy meal with your friends, like You get to do that stuff. That's a privilege to be able to live a healthy lifestyle and make the choices to be healthy and let your body feel healthy. Like, that's a privilege to be able to say, I'm going to take care of myself today. And I don't think about that as much, so I try to remind myself of that. And I think that's kind of, what Run the Race is. Like, as long as you are able and you have the privilege and the ability, and if you don't have the ability to work towards the ability to do the workouts you want to do, like, it's a privilege. It is a privilege to run the race. And you have the ability to do these things, and you get to do these things. And if you go into a workout or a meeting even, and you're like, oh man, like, I don't want to do this, I don't know what I'm doing, like, your mentality in general is health. So if your mentality is poor and negative and dismissing and, like, self-deprecating, that is your identity now. So running the race means that you have the mentality of a victorious person. You have the mentality of somebody who says, I am healthy and I can do these things and I get to train my body and I get to kind of struggle through those feelings and I get to feed my body healthy things so that we're more successful. Like, you're a team with your body, like your mind and your fitness and all those things. Like, all of that matters in running the race. So if you want to run the race, if you want to be healthy, I mean, my dad is the perfect example of this. I'm just taking notes out of his book. Make it easier for yourself. Start like habit stacking, put your shoes by the door. Find time to have an accountability partner, go walk outside, go to your local park, go take up a hobby like pickleball or golf or tennis or something like that. 2, make it a routine. So make it something that you're expecting every week. Like, I know every Tuesday I go to yoga with the same group of people, and it makes me want to go more because I enjoy that community. And if you're somebody who needs that routine, like, set the mat out. Like, every Thursday I try to do Pilates at my house and I set my mat out. You can set your dumbbells out if you have them. You could go to the gym at a certain time every day. Like, make it a routine. Make it a part of your schedule. Make it a priority. Do what you need to do to make it more regular in your schedule. And then 3, express the gratitude. If you have the ability to work out, to have an accountability partner, go on a walk, to eat healthy, to, train your body, you get to do that. That's a privilege. And expressing gratitude allows us to be more successful in the process of running the race. So I say this as somebody who continuously is working on running the race. And again, it is a marathon and it's not a sprint. You can't just do it for 1 week and be like, well, I'm healthy, I'm cured, that's all I needed to do. This is a marathon and I'm running it with you. I'm right beside you. I am somebody who's working on eating better, working out more, training my body, just being healthier mentally overall. And I would encourage you guys, take those steps. And certain ways that you can do that in March with us at Center for Victory is we have some AMP hikes coming up, and the first one is the 15th actually. So 15th, 7:30 a.m. and immediately I am trying to express gratitude that I get to wake up that early and go and be with friends because it's worth it. So we have those coming up. Please keep an eye out on our socials for all of that. We have some AMP trips coming up. We're getting to warmer weather, which means we get to hike and be outside and do all of those things. So we're excited to see you there. Check out our website for more information. And with that being said, thank you guys for watching. Run the race with me. Challenge yourself. Maybe you can comment or, let us know what way you're going to use this week to take a step towards running the race. It's not a sprint. It is a marathon. Keep taking those steps. And if you've tripped, if you've fallen short, if your shoe gets untied, if you're, whatever little roadblock you may have, that's okay. It is not a sprint, it is a marathon. You're going to keep having to push through that. So make it easy, make it a routine, and express that gratitude. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you run the race with me. If you need more information on some different tips on running the race, on being healthy, mentally, physically, all that jazz, you can look us up at centerforvictory.com. Go to the AMP tab if you want to do more physical challenges with us. And thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I know I really enjoyed it. It's something that I think is fundamental to understanding my dad. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next week on That's What He Said.